The day finally came when it was time to ask her out. I saw this girl at the gym for the past 3 or 4 years, and I just decided, you know what? It's time. I've got nothing to lose. So this girl, she wasn't a gym crush, a girl that you see working out at the same time as you every day. It was actually a staff member. She was always on shift whenever I was working out at the gym. And this was such an internal fight with myself. I went to the gym that day and I had one goal in mind. I will ask her out. Up until that point, I pretty much never cold approached a girl. And so over the years that I was working out there and she was working there, I would try to make some subtle conversation. It really went nowhere. It was like a sentence exchange. It was extremely cringe. But I came to the gym, she was working there, and also another chill guy. He was a gym bro as well. And he usually spotted me whenever I was doing bench, because most of the time I worked out by myself. So they were there at the counter, and I was walking in and I thought, okay, wait, let me just get changed and then I'll come out and say it. So I went to the change room, got changed, came out. The girl always says hi whenever, a customer walks in. So she said hi, I said hi, and I continued. And I was like, fuck, why didn't I do it right then and there? Whatever, actually that's gonna be super awkward. So why don't I finish my workout first? And then on the way out, that's when I'm gonna do it. And you guys have to understand, this is actually as far as I've come. Throughout all this time, I was actually contemplating it all the time. And I could just never bring myself to do it. So I'm just telling you the end result. This was the day I actually did it. And so during the workout, I wasn't focused on the workout at all. I was just thinking every single possibility. What if it gets super awkward after because I'm still gonna keep coming to the same gym and she's gonna be working there and she rejected me? What if she got mad? What if she got offended? I was thinking of everything. And my workout that day was like 2 hours long. It's exactly why you think, because I was hesitating to do it. So I just kept saying, oh, I still have to do this exercise to myself. And the workout would just never end. So anyway, I finished the workout. I was on my way out and I had so many opportunities to ask her out even during that workout, because she doesn't just stay at the front desk all the time. She actually walks around the gym, cleans something up, does something, moves something around. But no, I waited till the very end. And I finished my workout. I walk right past the desk. I just say bye. And so I went in the change room and then I was already thinking, wow, how could I not have done it? I already said bye to her. Like, it's done. Another day went by. And then I thought, you know what? No, once I finish changing, then I'm just gonna go back there and ask her out. I didn't do that. I walked out there and I remember walking from the gym to my car, and that was the biggest walk of shame. That was extremely shameful. Nobody knew about it, just me, because I told myself that's what I'm gonna do. And it was the worst feeling ever. I just thought, are you fucking kidding me? You've been in the gym for all these years. You have nothing to be embarrassed of. You're in shape, relatively, for your age, you're not bad. And you can't even ask out a chick? What the fuck are you doing? That's some loser shit. I mean, at that point, it was no longer about the outcome. I didn't care if she said yes or no. I was more pissed at the fact that I didn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it because I overthought it for so long, thought of every possible complication, and I walked out of there and I was driving home and I was like, this sucks ass. My entire evening was ruined until the pain of shame got so bad that after I came home, ate my post-workout meal, and I basically turned my brain off. I just said shut up to my brain, which is very hard to do, but I just said, you know what? I started acting before my brain could catch up with me and discourage me from doing what I was about to do. I just got dressed again, got back in the car, and yes, I drove back to the gym. So now technically, it would feel even more weird because I didn't do it naturally as I was just going into the gym or going out. I literally made a whole trip just for this one purpose. And I got there, I walked out with every single minute, my hands were sweating more, my heartbeat increased, and I didn't stand there anymore and contemplate, should I go in, should I do it? I was just going. I know there's no stopping now. I was in it. So I scanned my card, opened the door, walked right there. She was at the counter again. She looked at me like, oh, you're back. Did you forget something? And I had such an urge to say, yeah, I think I left my bottle here. But no, That's not what I said. I said, actually, no. I'm here because I thought you were cute and I wanted to ask you out. I finally said it. And the other gym bro staff member was also standing next to her at the front counter. I will never forget the look on their face because both of them lit up so much. The girl's eyes lit up. She was like, whoa, I am so flattered. Are you kidding me? And then she said the following words, I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend. And you may think, wow, that sucks. But no, the outcome didn't actually matter after all. I felt so good. It was one of the best feelings ever. And unfortunately, I'm probably never gonna get this feeling again from cold approaching and asking someone out. But for the first time ever, it was the best thing. I actually, in the moment of asking her, only cared about the fact that I did it. The outcome is absolutely irrelevant because I realized at that moment it wasn't about whether I get the girl or not. It was about, did I do what I said I was gonna do? Because it dragged on for a long time and it was a crazy experience. The girl was so happy and I didn't even know why. I get it, asking her out is a compliment basically, but it's not like she said yes. That wasn't it. Immediately after, the gym bro cut in and he looked at me, he said, holy fuck bro, respect. That was such a ballsy move. You don't see that these days. Everyone's on their phones, asking girls out through social media, social dating apps. That was so fucking badass. You walked in there, you meant business, and you did it. And that meant a lot. I realized that the real prize wasn't getting the girl. The real prize was actually the amount of self-respect you gain. The respect from the other people for just doing that action. And it doesn't just end there. The funny thing is, after the gym bro, he pulled me aside and said, bro, you have no idea that you literally just made her day. And I was like, yeah, but does she even have a boyfriend? She just rejected me because she doesn't like me. No, she actually has a boyfriend. I've seen him. And low-key, you're way better than him. Just at least from the fact that you've been going to the gym so consistently and her boyfriend doesn't even work out. And the reason she was so flattered and she told every single staff member about you is because she never thought she was good enough to be approached by and asked out by a guy like you. I was like, what? Me? I'm not even anything. She's basically out of my league. How do the tables turn? And I'm sharing this part of the story with you guys because I'm not trying to glaze myself. I'm not trying to, stroke my own horn here. But it's because we often undervalue ourselves so much that I didn't even think it was a possibility. That the girl in this case would be so flattered that someone like myself would ask her out. That would basically be interested in her. Because I thought it was the opposite. I thought that she was up there. And that wasn't the case. And you think the story ends here, but there's more. But before I continue, I just wanted to say that the rest of that day, or the evening, whatever remained of the day, I was so high on that feeling of having done what I said I was gonna do. I walked out of the gym after with the biggest dick. I just felt like if I did that, anything's possible. I can literally go and approach the next girl tomorrow because it wasn't that hard. It was all up here. That just opened up a world of so many more possibilities. It was like the gateway to a life that I didn't yet experience. And I've only ever told this story to my close friend, and I've never talked about it since. But upon reflecting, I thought this was a great lesson that I learned that I could also share with you guys. So if there's something that you want to do or you told yourself you're gonna do, just do it. Because you're gonna feel so fucking good. I promise you that. Regardless of the outcome. And so the story didn't end there. I continued going to the gym every single day after, and I felt way more respected by the staff members there. They were talking to me more. I was now that guy. The guy that asked this girl out. And that they haven't seen anybody else in that gym that I was going to do the same. So that already felt better. That already elevated myself. But I remember it was about 5 months later. The craziest thing happened. That's never happened to me before. I walked into the gym as usual. I was about to go into one of the rooms that has the free weights. And it just so happens, that girl that I've asked out about 5 months ago, she was working out. She was either on her break or off her shift, and she was just having a workout. And as soon as she saw me, she stopped mid-set, got my attention, tapped me, waved to me or something, I don't remember. But she hesitated a bit. She started blushing, and she said, "So, do you still want my number?" And I was caught completely off guard. What just happened? And of course, I just responded, "Oh, yeah, sure, let's do this." I finished my workout. I was leaving the gym, and the staff guys were talking to me. She was talking to me more. They were basically the wingmen now. We started going on dates, and the rest was history. So this entire story was actually a huge lesson for me. This entire time of hesitating for years, and then finally making the move and getting rejected, but that didn't matter. And then months later, she followed up with me. There's definitely a lesson there. And what I learned was, well, why the hell would I wait so long? I could have just shot my shot then. I would have planted the seed. And the next thing was that when you ask someone out, it's not about them saying yes or no on the spot. It's that you're putting an idea in their mind that, hey, you're suddenly a person, you're on their radar. They now view you differently. They don't see you as that guy who just goes to the gym every day. They now see you as a viable option. And even though they may be taken at the moment, or they're not available for some reason, when time comes, they may act on it later. And this is basically a theory that I now follow, is that it's not about asking people out immediately and going on a date right away. It's about going about your life and planting seeds. And by planting a seed, I mean not literally, but you basically let people know to be aware of you, that you exist. It doesn't even have to be a statement like asking someone out. It's just the fact that you said hi, you said how are you, you exchange a couple of words. Well, now you're on that person's radar. And if this is someone you see on a daily basis, maybe it's the people in the gym that you see every day working out at the exact same time as you, maybe it's staff members, maybe you're going to school and you see your classmates every day. You're basically getting yourself out there, and other people will keep you in mind. They will start to watch you more, and this happens with girls a lot. They're gonna start watching you and paying more attention to you, whether they realize it or not, because suddenly you're no longer an empty space. You're no longer invisible to them. You'll be surprised. Some girls will actually notice you and start thinking about you. Every time you pass, it's no longer just some guy, it's you. And that's actually how they develop feelings over time, to the point where they're actually gonna act on it. You don't have to pressure anyone. You don't have to say, hey, so when are we gonna go out? Do you like me yet? Don't do any of that. That's so cringe. You put yourself out there, and when they're ready, they'll come looking for you. That's the lesson I learned. You gotta play the long game. And so the insight I got later on, why did this girl change her mind? Well, it turns out that shortly after I'd asked her out a while back, she started getting more conscious of her relationship and the fact that the guy she was with isn't actually the guy she wants, and she never realized that, hey, she could actually be with a guy who's fit. And that she now has other options. She never thought of it before until I became an option. And it took only about 1 month after asking her out that they split up. And she probably took the time to process everything. And another 3-4 months later, that's when she followed up with me. And I'm not saying you need to go out there and plant seeds because you're trying to ruin someone's relationship. No. All I'm saying is you make yourself available, and the fact that you're out there. And if people are unhappy with their current situations, relationships, current partners, they're gonna leave them anyway. It's not like you got in the way. So hopefully you guys found this interesting or useful. Maybe there's a lesson that you can take from there. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have been in the exact same scenario. Whether it's fighting yourself to ask a girl out, whether it's she rejecting you after or not. But I know you're probably very familiar with this. And this isn't just you, this happens to all of us. We're all guys at the end of the day, and we all think in a very similar manner. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to follow me. Other than that, catch you guys in the next one.